Hey girl, happy birthday to you.
Aww.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday,
Oh God.
Auntie Maim.
Why are you doing that?
Happy birthday to you.
I never, for the rest of my life, as long as we are together, never do I want to watch you stroking your breast ever again. Through your champion workout wear.
Is it champion? It is
Yep.
champion, isn't it?
Yep. No, thank you.
I got this at Target in the Lord's year of 2000.
Bitch, I know where you got that. Where else they go sell Champion now? Champion only's in one place at this
Well,
point.
they have it at Amazon too, girl.
In person.
That's true. Lord, I really am just blowing out this thing. What do I need to do to... Dear listeners, I'd like to apologize for the sound that's been happening in this world. I have been trying to fix it, and I do not know what many things I need to do to fix this. Do I need to move the thing farther away from me even more? A little bit farther away? There we go. That'll work.
There you go, because you're projecting.
Because I'm projecting. Because I project. I project. I project. I project. Well, the issue was with this thing, with the head thing, I was too quiet. And now I'm too loud.
Yes.
Just fuck. Hey girl, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. Thank you for asking. That was a lot.
Yeah,
what we just did.
I apologize for that.
But no, it's okay. I'm used to it. I
also don't like that I can't see you. Let's move this down just a little bit. Oh, there we go. I can see your face now.
Lord.
As well as I can in that lighting.
Shut up. I'm gonna have the clip light tomorrow. But I like how I at least sound in my ears in this little booth now, because it's not as much echo from the giant sewing room that I'm in. Yes. But no, I'm good. I'm a little bit older now, a little bit wiser.
Are you wiser?
No.
Okay, I just want to make sure, because
I'm still gonna make the same old mistakes I've always made.
You don't make that many mistakes.
I mean, I make some.
Do you?
I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I did do like a midlife crisis thing today and yesterday.
What midlife crisis thing did you do?
I started cleaning out and getting our workout room back in order so that I can actually start exercising again.
Girl, you have a pool. Just swim.
The pool's cold right now.
Is it not heated?
No.
Wait, isn't it like 80 degrees there?
No, it got colder here when it got chilly, like snowing up there.
For a day?
No. It's going to be actually like the 50s, like all week.
Ooh, the 50s.
Don't start. I can't help it that I live in
the 50s.
I can't help it that I live in a subtropical climate.
No, girl, it's just tropical now. Thank you, climate change. You just tropical.
Oh, that's true. Oh my God, we're tropical now.
Yay!
I feel even more exotic.
Oh God, dear listeners.
I have to tell you. So we did our first comeback of our improvised musical this weekend.
And how'd that go?
Oh my gosh. So somebody gave us the title, "Why Did the Duck Cross the Road?" And it turned into an end of days musical about mutant ducks that ravaged an entire city and killed everyone. Comedy.
So have you seen Encanto?
I think I'm gonna watch that probably on Wednesday.
Okay, so I watched it. It.
I'm surrounded by Latin people, so
yes.
That's why when you sent me that message, because it's basically like it's essentially like me going to visit Salt Lake City and people just asking, have you read the Book of Mormon? Like, it's the same thing is happening here right now. It's every person's like, have you seen Encanto? Have you seen Encanto? Have you seen Encanto? I'm like, not yet. Nope, not yet. What? How? What? Like and that's always the second part of it's not just like, have you seen it? It's always the, huh? What? Huh? I'm like, I'm not.
Well, this just shows representation matters. But it is a story. It is a story about a clearly gay man.
Oh, wait. I thought a lady was the star of this story.
Oh, it is. She is. She is.
Okay.
And
it's like, wait. I thought.
So I don't want to give you my hot take, but I wish you'd watch this tonight so we could talk about it tomorrow. That is my dream in all of this. Because I want to give you my hot take on this. Do you want me to go and give you my hot take?
I mean, nothing's ever stopped you before.
Well, I don't want to ruin anything, but it won't ruin anything.
How is it gonna? All I've ever heard from everybody is that it's a great musical comedy about family and generational trauma.
Yes, it is definitely about generational trauma. So my hot take is the main character, if you put it in the world of things.
Okay.
The main character is disabled.
Okay.
And Bruno, who is the played by John Leguizamo,
okay,
is gay.
This is the one that you said you'd be attracted to in the 90s.
Oh God, yeah. Like
okay.
you just watching the movie, you'd be like,
oh, that's the guy that everybody's been talking about. There's a song about him.
We don't talk about Bruno, no. Yes, that one.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes, but if you see it, like, just keep that in the back of your mind. Don't tell anybody to ruin it for them, but like, just between you, me, and these four walls and all of our listeners, that is what I Oh God!
Just this small conclave.
I was very happy today, dear, because Lowe's Food, bitch, Lowe's Food. I'm always happy. I'm just not pleasant. Lowe's Food.
Wow, I've never actually heard it described in that way. That's exactly right. That's amazing. When you said it just, I was like, wait, hold on. That's actually the correct way to think about it.
So Lowe's Food now has fudge.
Did they not have fudge before?
No, they didn't have fudge before.
Oh, I mean, I thought like most stores had some form of fudge.
No, like I'm talking like fudge, like in a little plastic container, and it was chopped off the thing.
Oh Lord! Like Grandma made some fudge.
Grandma made some fudge. It's from Hickory.
Oh, not from Hickory.
I was like, oh, there's some Hickory fudge, and I bought it.
I'm sold already. Please mail me some. Come on, just put it in a gift box. Just send it all down to me, because that's all you had to tell me there. The land of mountains and diabetes. Like, please,
yes,
please.
And now bad wine.
Oh no, they're not into that now too.
Well, so Morganton is. There's a couple wineries in Morganton.
Oh, remember Morganton? Remember when I was really young? That's where my great grandmother was. Like, she was in that nursing home there.
I do not remember that, but okay.
Was that before we were friends? No, that wasn't before we were friends.
Girl, I don't. You have so many relatives. I can't keep track of where they are.
Well, no, she was like my only living actual like grandparent. So like she lived till she was like 105.
Oh my.
So yeah, but like she spent like the last like 7 years at this nursing home in Morganton. And so we used to go like every Sunday after church up there to see her. So I was I remember her still, even though it's been years. I remember her, but like not as vividly as I would my siblings probably do. Yeah. She was a nice old lady.
Dear listeners, Morganton. I'm sorry, you were going to say something probably very sweet and.
Was I?
I don't know. It sounded like you were going to.
I think it just cleared my throat.
Oh, okay. I've lost my train of thought.
we were going to talk about Morganton. Why don't we just go into the next episode?
Okay, well, so this is... Oh, wait, before we go into that, speaking of, we have a Patreon, dear listeners.
Oh, that's right.
Throw us some money if you want to. You don't have to. It's patreon.com/bakingsugar. We also have the PayPal on there.
Yeah, the PayPal.
The PayPal. Yes, girl, the PayPal.
The PayPal.
The PayPal. The PayPal. Created by that homosexual Peter Thiel.
Yep, that one that's doing the Lord's work.
No, he's not. He was a libertarian and fought against Hillary Clinton.
Oh.
So this is season 2, episode 11. Howard, the date.
I'm Julia Sugarbakers. I'm Julia Sugarbakers. I'm Julia Sugarbakers. I'm Julia Sugarbakers. And that's Marjorie. Just so you will know, and your children will someday know, is the night the lights went out in Georgia. The lights went out. The lights went out. The lights went out. The lights went out. And that is the night the lights went out in Georgia.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Well, now you do.
Oh, God. This episode was painful. This episode was painful.
I'm just ready for the... I hope Hulu changes the beginnings so we can finally get to the Ray Charles playing Georgia.
I think that's one more season. I think that's season 3.
You mean the good season?
Oh, stop. There are some good episodes in this one so far.
There are. This is not one of them, dear listeners.
No, this is not. So we are going to savage it.
So we are at Sugarbakers, and Charlene has left some magazines for Julia to call and complain to the editors about.
This was the weirdest opening so far of this show to me. Like, I was like, wait, you just are going to jump into this? Just like this. It's like you're used to airplanes and somebody introduced you to helicopters. And you're like, oh, you can just jump directly into the air without taking off. Gotcha.
So apparently these bougie... Oh, you've got a cat behind you. These bougie, other side. These bougie magazines were calling the Southerners idiots, and that they can't believe that anything good happens in the South, and blah 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 blah. And Suzanne's like, "Well, some of us are hicks," and then. I don't remember. I think it was Charlene asking.
It's always Charlene.
What even is a hick? And Maryjo is like, him.
When she said this, I was like, we have been around these people our whole life.
It's a place where you see VCR rental and live bait on the front of a house. And I was thinking, there's one thing missing in that description. A Confederate flag.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Actually, you know, it's funny because when she said that, I started thinking about when you have to drive through Troutman to get to Lake Norman.
Yeah.
When she said it, I was like, oh wait, I know that place. I know it. I've been through it hundreds of times.
So Julia calls the editor and she's like, I'll have one of these for breakfast. I've got 15 minutes. And she leaves a message from Atlanta, you know, the one that burned, and like, you know, down here we're educated, blah, 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 blah.
Atlanta,
Georgia. So my dear husband, Mr. Mims, who is from Wisconsin.
Very, very different place.
Said the problem is not that you're dumb. Or that you know you're hicks or anything like that. It'd be the racism. That would be the one that's the problem.
And always the problem.
And the fact, you know, You left the Union.
I mean, it's funny. It's so the thing about history that is crazy to me is that we've reached this new kind of stage where history is like this thing where it happens and then we're just supposed to forget it happened.
Yeah.
And I was watching one of my British mysteries the other night, and one of the characters got super angry at this German expatriate who was working at a British factory. And I was just sitting there, and my husband was like, "Why is he so mad?" I was like, "Well, this did take place just 17 or so years after World War II." I was like, "So, British people are a little sensitive about German people at that point." And I thought to myself, yeah, most of these op-eds that they kept writing, people are still a bit sensitive.
Yeah, well, I mean, people are still sensitive about the Civil War in the South. I
You mean the War of Northern Aggression?
The War of Yankee Aggression, yes. That was always my...
Thank you, Coach Jackson, for always burning that into my brain. Thank you.
Oh, God. He was a Democrat.
Yep, that's what Dixiecrats are, dear. It's a racist person
true. It's true.
They're
it's
still
true.
racist.
Still a racism. Still a racism. Jesus Christ.
Their belief in government is the only
There's a phone call.
Who is it?
It's Howard?
Wait, Howard from the cruise? Howard?
Yeah, the one that had the nosebleed?
The least important character from that entire episode?
Yes, it wasn't even Val and the nanny. It was Howard, one of the guys you completely forgot about.
This episode would have been so cool if it had been Val and the nanny. Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that.
Oh God. So my husband and I are watching The Nanny, and did you see that joke that I sent you, that fantastic joke? I'm not going to repeat it here because none of the listeners will understand it. It was just a joke for Maim and I.
Yes.
Well,
so, like literally the most inside of inside.
Yes,
of inside
it involves
jokes.
Sandy Duncan, and I don't think anybody knows who Sandy Duncan even is anymore.
Well, anybody that's watching this episode should, they should probably beef up on all of their past celebrities because their names pop up occasionally.
Oh, God. So we find out that he's not looking for Suzanne, which why would he? Suzanne was all up that other dude's ass. Yeah, he's looking for Maryjo.
What?
He must really like that ugly ass dress she's wearing.
Can we talk about that real quick?
Go ahead.
I felt like it was a hate crime. Genuinely. I was like, what is happening right now?
So, dear listeners,
it was like
it's a black dress that goes below the ankles. It's kind of like a little puffy in the shoulders. It's got three like ribbons, but they're like iron-on patches. Blue, yellow, and red, I believe they are. It could be green, yellow, red. I just remember the yellow and red were the two.
It was awful.
It was awful. It reminded me, so when I was younger, much, much younger, my mother made me my mother used to sew all the time. She made me
Say what?
Yeah, my mother used to sew.
I did not know that.
Oh, yeah, she was an excellent sewer. She made all of her clothes in high school.
What?
Yeah. All of my Christmas costumes, Lord Jesus. All my Halloween costumes, yeah. She made me a Star Trek uniform one time.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
You tell her that I have, like, my respect for her, which couldn't have gotten any higher, has just exploded through the stratosphere.
Yep. Wow. So she made me when I was like 7, 8, something like that. A sleep shirt, like a to my ankles t-shirt.
Oh, I miss those.
Oh God, it was so comfortable. It was flannel. It was warm. And right here on my neck, at the same place those three ribbons were on hers, on Maryjo's, were 3 whales of different colors that were patches. And every time I see that dress, I think of that sleep shirt because it is just as unflattering and poorly fitting as that dress.
I obviously we don't know. This was a long time ago now, but it looked almost like a child's dress.
It did.
But not even like a nice child's dress.
No.
Like just a Kmart kind of classic.
Yep.
You know, just
Yep.
it's Easter Sunday.
It's Easter
and
Sunday.
It's Easter Sunday. Granddad just died, so let's get a black dress.
Gotta get something.
With some bows.
Gotta get it quick. Yeah. So Maryjo tries to escape because
it's Howard.
And he's there. He's at the front door. And
Not creepy at all. Not creepy at all.
No, Charlene says, baby's so loaded down with tissues the wind blew him here.
That was the best joke of this episode.
And Howard comes in, who it would have been so much better had it been played by, oh my God, what's his name? He is a character actor.
Rick Moranis.
No, God. Spin City. The one with the voice and like
Richard Karn.
There you go. Yes.
Yeah.
Like he played somebody very similar in The Nanny, but like anyway.
He plays someone very similar in everything.
That's true.
That's his shtick.
That's true. So Howard, we find out, called from a payphone nearby.
Not creepy at all.
And we find out his name is Howard Head. Howard Earp Head.
Do you think someone was rewatching an episode of Designing Women when they thought of the series Howard's Head?
Oh, God, Howard's Head.
Or what was it? No, Herman's Head.
Herman's Head.
But still, you think someone was like, oh, that actually might be a good idea.
No, I don't think anybody thought this episode was a good idea.
Oh, man. Now I want to go back and rewatch.
Oh, we're at mid-season filler. That's what this is.
That makes so much sense now.
We're at episode 11, and we're like 2 away from mid-season.
That makes a lot of sense.
It's all clicking.
Yeah, these are like the throwaways before Sweeps Week starts.
Yeah. So he's here for his 15-year reunion.
Just 15? I would have thought more, but...
So... Maryjo is like, Julia needs me to run an errand for her.
This is amazing.
Yeah, this is the best joke. The best joke of the entire episode. Julia's like, yes, I need her to take oxygen to my mother in the home because she's about to run out. And Howard's like, well, I can take Maryjo because, you know, I've got a Cadillac that I got from some hoods. Ha ha. Which is offensive. And then Maryjo's like, it can wait till tomorrow, can it, Julia? And Julia's like, I guess she could just open a window.
Open a window.
This is the only point I think in the entire episode where I laughed. Yeah.
That's true. Actually, I'm trying to think of. Yeah, I don't think that anything made me laugh out loud.
No.
Other places either.
No.
That's sad.
Howard's like, yeah, well, you know, women always try to escape me. And then he invites Maryjo to the reunion. Yeah.
And then
yeah, she says no. And he's like, well, you're my ideal woman. I would pay you. And then I will pay you more to say that you had sex with me.
Which I would think if you're bringing a date to a high school reunion or a reunion of any kind, most people there would probably assume if you're in a relationship of any kind or pretending to be in one, you wouldn't have to really say that you've had sex.
I mean, I wouldn't know. I've never been to a reunion. Have you?
No. Although I just realized something.
What?
This year. Oh, yeah. So this year would be like my 20th for college.
Oh.
Yeah, because I graduated in 2002.
Do you talk to anybody from college still?
Yeah.
Oh.
A couple people. Not a lot of people, but a couple. I mean, I didn't have a huge amount of friends in college, so I mean, I had a few friends, but not a huge amount.
Oh.
That was an awkward time for me.
That's an awkward time for everybody.
Yeah, it's true.
Look, who you talking to? You know me.
No, we both had very awkward. Our early 20s were both very awkward for us. So,
yes, it was a coming of age time for us.
That's a good.
I hope it's easier for youths now.
Not the youths.
The youths. You know, I still every once in a while, whenever I'm in a bad mood, sit back and watch Marissa Tomei win her Oscar.
Yes.
Just, there's no way it could have possibly been that cool. How do you know? Pause attraction.
Yep. I mean, she is, it's so funny. Like, people knock Marissa Tomei, but when you actually go back and look, she is literally one of the last people to win an Oscar for a comedic part since. I mean, it's been like 30 years almost.
Yep. My husband and I were also talking about the Oscars yesterday, and he's like, in the future, another 10, 15 years, people are going to say, did you know Sandra Bullock had an Oscar? And they're going to be like, was it for Gravity? No. Was it for the Lake House? No, the Lake House, no. Miss Congeniality? No.
It should have been for that one, actually.
Yeah, I mean, yes. What was the other one? There was another one that we had. Speed. She's fantastic in Speed.
The Speed one. The Speed. Roger Ebert gave Speed a 4 out of 4 stars.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
No, baby. No, baby. The Blind Side, where she fixes racism.
Here's the thing about the Oscars. You know me. I've always been an Oscar stan. But shut up. But the one thing that makes me crazy about it is when they decide to do this is your year, right?
Uh-huh.
Because it's never for the right role. It's never for the right role. And so it's always very frustrating, especially because after they get the Oscar, a lot of times they'll actually have stronger roles, but they already got their Oscars. Yeah. So they don't end up winning for future roles either, like Brad Pitt. He'll never win again, even though I'm sure he's going to have some more performances that are going to be worthy of that. And I'm not saying that he wasn't great in Tarantino's movie, but I just say there are other movies.
Probably should have won for what was it, Moneyball?
Right. There are other movies that he really should have won for. So it's just, I don't know. I get it. It's just what happens.
What's that one, Bird After Reading?
Oh my gosh, that movie was so good. like Brad Pitt doing that weird little dance lives rent free in my head all the time. Anytime I think of Brad Pitt, that's the first thing that pops into my brain first. And then I realize,
Well, speaking of things pop into your head, Howard says, it's okay. I'll just have to go to Plan B.
Ugh.
Do you know what Plan B is?
What is it?
He's just going to kill himself.
That made me so angry. That was like...
God. This is classic manipulation, right?
Like textbook manipulation. Upsettingly so.
So we're at the next day,
and
Maryjo's like, he just doesn't know how to take no. She said no. He doesn't know how to take it. And Julia's finally like, he's manipulating you.
Literally.
It's not a big deal. This is not on you. If he offs himself, it's not your fault because he's manipulating you.
Like, he's hardcore. This is like literally sociopathic manipulation.
Yes, it is.
Ugh.
But we also find out that Howard's a domestic engineer.
Oh, well, that's lovely. So what does he work on? What's he work on?
Like can openers?
Oh, okay. Because that's true. I guess there hasn't been a lot of innovation. There's been so much in the last 40 years on can opener innovation.
God.
Thank you, Howard, for inventing silicone handles to go onto it, so it doesn't hurt your hand so much.
And then Maryjo's like, she talks about her youth and how she was like the a little bit all teeth and ears, And Suzanne's like, I don't remember that. Do you remember being all ears and knockers then? Or teeth and knockers. Howard enters at this point. And he starts apologizing, and Suzanne and Charlene get up and try to leave. And he's like, no, you women tell each other everything. Just sit back down. Sit back down.
I will say, this is one of the most uncomfortable moments I've seen in this show. Like,
yes,
even the way the actresses were reacting to things, like,
yep,
it was very uncomfortable. Julia's reaction, especially, I noted it. I was like, she seems like she almost doesn't even want to be in this scene.
So Julia walks in and he's like, you can listen. Oh, yay, another one you can listen to. And Howard's leaving. He's not going to the reunion. He tells this sob story. He just wanted to be like, stick it to him one good time for those people who couldn't do sports or be in band. And Charlene's like, somebody who couldn't even be in band? And he's like, not just for me, but for all the dorks. I want to take my most beautiful woman to the prom. No, not prom. To the reunion. The reunion. I know that was. So Charlene starts weeping.
Yes, literally.
So does Maryjo. And they go through and tell this, like, each person tells a sob story about somebody they knew, about a boy they knew, and the men's rights activists all came at the same time right here.
They were like, this is what we've been talking about this. We've been talking about women that won't put out for us.
Seaman Lou is somewhere going, yeah!
Yep. Yep. Oh, no.
Charlene is like, everybody just needs a applause box on their dresser that they can open up and get cheered and applauded. And I'm like, just be a drag queen and that will happen.
Just do that. Literally. I mean, it's so funny to me though, because like I guess I felt some kind of bad for all of these people they were talking about, like, because everybody's known those folks. But at the same time, I also think to myself, but Howard, you're actually misrepresenting your entire life.
Right.
So
you are a successful engineer, dude.
There is always the option. There's this funny option that nobody seems to ever think about, which is you don't have to go to the reunion.
Yeah, I know.
We're not the two people to talk about that because we both were like, we're not going to that. But
fuck that.
literally.
We don't. There are maybe two of these people and one is anti-vaxxer, so I don't want to see any of them.
Like, for each person that I would love to see in real life, there are about 6 that I'm like, I don't really want to see you, to be
and
very
they
honest.
are all white.
I don't know, girl. There's a couple of people of color in that's 6 for me.
I can't look.
I'm just gonna say it.
That's true. That's true. There is one or two in there.
Remember, I used to get it from everybody.
That's because you hoe. What?
Yeah.
What?
Dear listeners, just dear listeners, just please keep in mind that I was not a hoe.
No, Mama Maim. Mama Maim, he was not a hoe.
Mama Maim knows, girl.
He was not a hoe. He was
Mama
not
Maim
a hoe.
Mama Maim was preparing me for confirmed bachelorhood because she was like, I don't even know I don't know what's going to come on.
Those are the other two. That's his brother and his sister hoes, but not.
That's so funny. When I was talking to my older brother and like when I was a little bit older, not old like where I'm at, but like for some reason, him essentially talking about the fact that he had a sex life for me, I felt scandalized. I was like, I'm sorry, what? What are you talking? Because in my head, I was just like, no, like wait till marriage. Even then, I was still like that. I was like, what's wrong with me?
So we're at the reunion again, and I forgot the most important part. All four of them walk in with Howard, and there's applause.
Man, that audience was
Applause,
eating that
applause,
up.
applause.
I bet you the applause sign broke that day. Because the audience was probably
Yes,
not
I
going
know
to.
what you're talking about. I was just shocked you even made that joke. So we cut to a little aside where Charlene is talking to somebody, and she implies that they're in a poly relationship with Howard,
Which is
kind of
very
sister
ahead of its
wivesy.
time.
Yeah,
That's
it is.
very ahead of its time.
Like sometimes I date him, sometimes we all date him, sometimes we trade off, sometimes we don't. It's very great.
I was proud of her. She even got the dynamics correct.
She did. She did. Jean smart. Then we meet Doug Luttrell, who Maryjo is a complete ass to. Calls him Doug Latrine, makes him feel very unliked, and that Howard is this amazing man.
So I will say, a controversial but brave opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Those couple of seconds of Maryjo really showing her ass were some of her best moments so far.
Yes.
Her delivery, her tone, her attitude.
Yes.
I was like, oh, please give us more of this person.
Yes. You know how I can tell that we really do not like this episode, dear listeners and Maim? We are nearly to the end, and we have not been speaking for nearly as long as we normally do.
Because there's because the thing is so there's so many things going against this episode. So number one, it is a linear episode. So there are no subplots for us to talk about or joke about. There's no Anthony. There's no Bernice.
Imagine if Bernice had been one of the ladies he took with her.
Could you imagine if Bernice was his only date?
Right, like Maryjo is like, no, but Bernice is there, and she's like, I'll
do it.
Yeah.
Like
different episode.
Complete different episode. That would be a wacky episode.
Yes. And he's like, and if he actually falls in love with Bernice, but she's like, no, I'm too good for you, or something like that.
Nice.
Well, yeah.
If Bernice just said, you're not my type at the end of it, something like that.
Just, you're not my type. You're not young enough.
Oh my gosh. I would love that, actually.
Oh,
if only. I mean, I will say the Doug Latrine joke was actually quite funny, especially because I never even, that's just not a word that even comes to mind very often.
No. Except for in Robin Hood Men in Tights. I'm Latrine, but I just changed my name. What was it before? Shithouse.
Oh no! I'm gonna have to go back and watch Robin Hood Men in Tights now.
Tights. It's not that good. It does not hold up as well. There's only.
I just want to watch the song. Honestly,
oh yeah,
I'll be okay if I just watch the song because for some reason, even though it was a little homophobic, for some reason, when they do the homophobic joke, I loved it. I was like, oh my god, yay!
And I am very interested into which song from Encanto is your favorite.
Okay.
When you watch it, just going back to that.
It's not going to be Bruno because that's the one that everybody won't stop talking
about. Bruno is the one that sticks with you, but it's not my favorite song. My favorite song is Surface Pressure.
What's it called?
Surface Pressure.
Surface Pressure. Boy, you can tell Disney movies are going into a new direction.
It's Lin-Manuel and Miranda. So
no,
yes.
I'm just saying.
Did you like Moana?
I did like Moana, yes.
I've been standing at the edge of the water long as I can remember, never really knowing why.
I want to do Moana drag and someone just throw water on me.
I could be the perfect daughter. I thought about doing that song.
Okay.
Not in Moana drag.
Okay.
But dressed as Queen Elizabeth.
Oh.
In a little 50s sailor outfit.
Oh. I would not be mad at that.
I know.
I would happily throw water on you.
See?
Happily.
And seagull poop.
I will literally go to the beach and harvest it.
Remember when we just thought that Prince Andrew was a homo and not a rapist?
Yes, I think Queen Elizabeth also sits there and says, "I do remember those days. They weren't that bad." Oh man, that's so true. Gosh, Mummy. Oh, sorry. I just thinking about the Animaniacs joke about it.
So, or the Tiny Toons where they go to the.
Yes.
Yeah. So later on that evening, Howard is very popular. It's 1 a.m. The girls have had it. And Howard is referring to them as one of his chicks.
Let's take a step back though, and let's like assess. Howard is turning into a complete dick.
Yes.
Like not even a funny one.
Right.
Just like the worst human.
Yep.
Well, I mean, technically, he was the worst human earlier in the episode, and now we get to finally see why this very meek and very shy and very blah blah blah. Like, why does he not actually have a woman? We're finding out now.
God. So Maryjo, they all tell Maryjo that she's the head of the harem, and to go get Howard to leave. She grabs him. She's like, "It's time for us to go, and you're turning into a frog." And like, there's some funny jokes, ha 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 ha, about how he's going to be punished, ha 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 ha, as they walk out.
So gross. So gross. You know, it's funny though when we take that kind of like the joke he made earlier, right, about men's rights activists.
Yep.
And it's actually kind of like this episode should be shown to every person for that reason, because this is why so many of these people who claim victimhood are like, when you go dig deep, you're like, oh wait, you're just the worst human. So it has nothing to do with women. It has nothing to do with feminists. It has nothing to do with the gays. It's just, you're a terrible person.
A terrible person. Yep. So we're back at Sugar Baker's the next day.
We are.
And Julia's like, Southerners are and nerds are a lot alike, you know. Should we really care about being made fun of?
Yeah, considering from two Southern nerds.
Yeah.
There's no common ground there.
So a package arrives.
Yes. Aww. So this must have actually been a little bit of a time jump. Because it had to be like at least a couple of weeks.
But like,
just for if you take in package and transit plus like, you know, all of that stuff.
But like it didn't seem like it, because they were talking about that magazine. Did you ever hear back from that magazine? No, but it didn't seem like it was that long.
Well, Charlene said, with everything going on, I just forgot about it. Okay, Charlene. There's not that much going on.
Anyway, and a package arrives, and Charlene opens it. It's got a letter from Howard thanking everybody, and then she opens the box, and it's applause box. Applause, applause, applause.
Oh, man, if we had the rights for that, this would be a good way to end the episode.
Wouldn't it, though?
Yes, but we don't.
God. Finn. Do-do, do-do-do.
Oh man.
Oh. Well, Maim, did you find yourself in Miss Georgia World?
Girl, yes.
Okay, who was yours?
Okay, so let me make sure. So at the very end, it's not featured. It's not featured like heavily, but at the very end,
let's see if it's the same one as me, because mine's at the very end too.
Gorgeous golden yellow dress that Suzanne Sugar Baker wore. That dress was so beautiful.
It spoke to me.
I was like, I paused the thing. I was like, wait a minute, like this.
I don't even think she stands up in it.
This dress is gorgeous.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
I was like,
yes.
Yeah, I was not okay.
And gooped.
I was literally like, where are my edges? Where is my wig? Where is everything? I have been snatched
and gooped.
I was snatched and left for dead.
And pulled.
It was everything.
Gagged.
It was
gagged,
everything.
gooped, gagged.
I want to be like, can I just write the people so that I can see if I can get the address? Like, I wanted it so bad.
So I've got another question for you.
Yeah.
It's a very important question.
Yeah.
Did you like this episode?
No. I know that I am usually of the optimist of the two of us. But I have to say that I did not laugh very much. I was kind of grossed out a lot from Howard and Howard's manipulation tactics, and some of it was a little triggering for me. Some past people in my life. All of it was just like, none of this is funny. None of this is funny. And
I will say that if I was not doing this with you, and like, I enjoy us talking, I do not enjoy us talking about this episode. Like, I dislike this episode so much that I did not even enjoy, like, any time we had to talk about it, because it brought back the memories, except for the line of Julia, I guess she could just open a window. Like, besides that, this is trash. Like,
it's filler. I mean, it's a filler.
Linda Bloodworth Thompson should have burned this script and never let see the light of day. And the fact that the audience is supposed to be sympathetic toward Howard,
but think about it. This is very much a time capsule for that time, right? Like, we were still at that point, right? This is pre-social media, pre anything like that. So folks like him, it wasn't until the end of the episode where you're like, oh, okay, right? I'm happy at least that she did that, because otherwise, if they had taken what happened in the first half of this episode, and by the end of it, it was like a happy ending kind of thing, then it wouldn't have made sense, because people that are like that are manipulative and all of that stuff, like, they are not usually good people. And so I was really happy that, like, I'm not saying he's evil or like the worst human ever, but if that had happened, that's the only thing for me that was like the redeeming grace of this, is that
I guess that's
you
true,
you got a moment where you got to say, oh, this is why he's single. This is why women won't talk to him. This is like, because otherwise, because the episode could have ended differently, and they could have left him being like almost angelic, like, oh, he was just like this because he was such a victim in life. No.
All right, y'all. All that said, we have an announcement. We have another podcast coming your way.
We do a limited time podcast, because there's only one season.
Podcast. We're going to be reviewing the Golden Palace. The first episode will be a very special bonus episode. What on this? And then you will find the Golden Palace whenever it pops up. Well, it takes a while to get spread out to all of the different places. It's called Where's Dorothy, because that's what we're going to be asking every episode. Literally. So yeah,
I mean, the first episode, I mean, it's not awful. Like, it's not awful.
We'll get into that in a different series.
I'm just saying, like, it's not
not good.
It's not, well, it's not the same,
not
but
good.
it's not awful.
It's not good.
I can see that we're going to be on. I see we are going to be on opposite sides of the coin yet again.
May, why don't you tell? I'm just realistic. There's. May, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you?
Sure. Well, you can find me on Facebook and Instagram at auntie.maim. That's MAIM. You can find me on Twitter at Mims Ministry. You can
wait. Did you just plug your Twitter?
Sure, I've been on there a little bit more than I used to be.
I'm proud of you.
I'm trying, right?
Well, is it working for you?
Next will be the TikToks. Actually, you know what? Now that we're recording on this other thing, we could actually start splicing stuff in as like little TikToks.
That's true. We could.
Yeah,
we could. Girl, we should probably actually get into drag face before we do that, though.
I mean, do we have to?
Yeah.
I mean, we
do. We do, because we are personas.
Oh, that's true.
Non-grata.
Anyway, so if you if you want to meet this persona in real life, and you happen to be down in Miami for any vacations or trips like that, on Saturdays I do improv comedy at the Villain Theater in Miami, and every Thursday night at 10 o'clock I host Amazing Colossal Karaoke at a little bar called Kill Your Idol, and we have a good time there. So if you're ever down this way, come on and see me. How about you?
Oh, you aren't going to say my name this time? You usually say, how about you, Mims?
Because your mouth was like poised. So I was like, let me not stretch out my how about you, because you were you were at the ready. So how about you? How about you, Mimsy?
So I am the divine Miss Mims. I'm sweet and kind and angelic and a liar. You can find me at Divine Miss Mims on what's it called, Twitter. you can find this podcast at, which one is this? Oh yeah, Baking Sugar Pod on Twitter. Dear listeners, again, we have a Patreon, Baking Sugar. Throw us some bones if you feel like it. Maim, you know what? I'm feeling pretty frisky. We can go ahead and do the other one if you want to.
I don't want to.
Dear listeners, we were gonna do both podcasts tonight, and then Maim was like, "No, we aren't." Because you won't want to.
This episode has drained me like a lot. It's just like,
dear listeners, I will say that I have the notes for Golden Palace up, season 1, episode 1 pilot, and the very first thing I have written is bad theme song, because the theme song is "Thank you for being a friend," but it's now "Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again."
You know what would have been to me? Okay, so obviously we're going to get into this on the next episode. Could you imagine if they had really embraced the locale and did a salsa version of "Thank You for Being a Friend"?
No, I can't, because I didn't have that much thought.
No,
all right, girl. I think we've had enough for this evening. Say good night, Maim.
Good night, Maim. Good night.
Bye, y'all.